Greetings, it's Intuitive Jacob here, shaman and cosmic midwife, back to show 4 different readings. We're going to do one for air, water, fire, and earth, where all 3 tribes will have follow-up readings about what's been going on since the apps got real and the pages jumped out of the book before ones that stared into the black hole fell in, and it was epic. So we're gonna do a quick look. I've pulled out a few cards for you, my love, out of the decks, because last time we were all looking for justice around April Fool's Day about what you didn't get conned into, whose sneaky tippy toes might have been, and what the judgment is. And so I've actually created a new spread here. We're doing 2 cards for each of you. One for you, one for the other person from the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. Then I'm pulling a Black Moon Astrology card to give you an idea of who you might be dealing with. We're pulling 3 Sibyllus for each of you to see what the situation might look like moving. And then we're also going to pull 1 card from the Tarot of the Moon Oracle for a little bit of advice on what to do. We're going to start with our air tribes, and then we're going to move on to our fire tribes, and we're going to do our water tribes, and then we're going to do our earth tribes. See what the inside of yours. Hey, Fire Tribes, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the deck here. As you can see, excuse me, at the board, I've shuffled the decks and laid out the cards. I wanted to talk to you about what you all had in common, because we actually had a fly out, pop out message. With the Sibyllus, while I was just clearing the energies for Fire Tribes, I actually clear these in between each one of you, because kind of like the steps that we might be going through. But since this one flew out, and also because this was a card that showed up in the air tribes that I just published on YouTube, you might be dealing with air people. We also had the Queen of Swords, who is an air person, show up as the card you all had in common. It's sort of like maybe an underlying person or a judicious person, somebody that's up on the details show up. So it was a couple of commonalities, because the King of Swords actually showed up in those other readings too for some of the other querents. So you might have people that you're dealing with that are strong in air element right now, whether it's their sun, their moon, or their rising in something like Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And I would pay attention. Some of these readings could have legal ramifications, especially if somebody had their hooks on you somehow, like financially or otherwise, or if you've been just sitting around waiting for justice, because that spit on says about the things that will take a hold of you that might be worth waiting for, but in sometimes are like a gouge. And so that's 8. I'm here for some people. This is about like legal matters about a child that might be coming into the world before they come into the world and already having to deal with like separation issues and stuff. And so you might be dealing with timing issues too, because the 7-7 is prominent on this card here in the lottery section of numbers. Let's see if you can see that there. Yeah. And, there's 2 8s here. There's an 8 and an 8. So for some of y'all, that's an issue. Queen of Swords could be somebody you're dealing with. And like I mentioned at the beginning, these are sort of follow-ups about what we've learned over this period since we were not conned into becoming apps for rent, Somebody wanted to sell you the story of how you're maybe not real in there, because you got cell phoned and things that we might have been learning since April, this new year, where justice leaves us, especially around lying, cheating, thieving style people. What the real high witness energy says about justice. I've recently had fiber optics turned on everywhere to prove how I assisted our beings of light in facilitating a process that cost $19 trillion of government assets that are technically mine to close a gate. And those of you that know about this black hole on Epic Fortnite, this is going to be where the eye went. So we have legal grounds on many fronts now because of, I'll call it wife eye, in the man's eye that was on all the time to protect the house. So for some of you, this is what this is about. And how we get released from things that weren't there to gouge us, especially if they were out of place. So how are we going to start with this? We did 2 cards for each of you. We are going to be starting with Aries here. We're going to be moving to Leo, and then we're going to finish with Sagittarius. I'll show you the stones that we have here for Aries. Oh, this is a beautiful stone, Aries. I hope you love it. It's a ocean jasper. For my Leo, we've got Vesuvianite, Idocrace. And for my Sagittarius, desert jasper flying out of my hands. So yeah, see what those have to say. Or see if you can leave me now, you when this one flying out of my hand. So somebody with Sagittarius leanings might be moving in a pursuit somewhere. I'm hearing it's like somebody might have been as slow as molasses in January. It's like trying to move rocks with this person, like heavy rocks, and hearing they might be ready to go. Okay, you Sag, we'll be getting to you soon. Let's start with Aries here. I'm gonna go ahead and get you a closer zoom here, my friends. Also gonna encourage you, if you're somebody that's needing a reading here, whoops, here we go. Moves this back. My information is here and also below. It's a great time to get a personal reading, especially if you're dealing with any personal issues that are coming to you as we're taking this journey here together. And if you seem like you might need a little bit more information, because these are only going to go so far as I'm reading for the general. So, all right, Aries. First, we're going to take a look at your card, and then we'll see their card. Aries, you've got the 4 of Wands upright. Nice. And they have the 20 Judgment card. Major Arcana here. So I'm hearing it's home matters all around right now that this is concluding here. Happy homes a lot of times are demonstrated by these upright 4s, especially with the fire element here. This is potentially even your birth month card here, Aries. 4 Wands is like the month of 4 sometimes, where some Aries actually have their natal birth. And since it's also fire element, it doesn't have to be just you, Aries, but a lot of times this is dealing with other people in fiery suit, like your Sagittarius and your Leos. And I'm hearing for you, this is like learning how to speak up about what the roots are in the situation to deal with the house. And I'm hearing it's like how that even got there. I'm hearing the words how that even got there is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing dealing with the person, whoever you're dealing with here. This is a judgment call is what I'm hearing. They're showing a lot of energy here. This is a very strong energy. Side by side, it's kind of like, I heard Nolo contender is what I just heard, but they're telling me it's like, it's a little bit obvious how much energy is in this card. If you take a, here, I'll get you a bigger look here. If you take a look at what's actually happening here, this is the Judgment Day. That card even says judgment right there. We have people that have risen from the dead. They're coming out of graves and they're praising. They're like hearing the call. And there's this huge angel up in the sky. This beautiful radiant angel. whose hair is like on fire. They're blowing this trumpet. So this is like some kind of Metatron moment here. And this is like a trumping sort of energy is the thing. I like seeing these cards upright just because it's proving to me that at least the parties are capable of standing upright. Only concern is that if this is like a contentious situation or if it's like who's coming out on top, it looks like the person with the judgment here upright is the one that's got all the power is the thing. And so you might be dealing with I'm hearing sort of like a heated power struggle deal, and it's home matters is what I'm hearing here, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of times with these fours, it's where people would like to establish something after they have connected some dots is how the doctor is explaining it to me here, because I'm hearing for somebody this is dealing with some kind of mental sign-off and wow, yeah, something about somebody's cognitive function. And so I'm hearing it's like you might be dealing with a situation that's like what I've been explaining to all of you here. Thank you to my loyal subscribers who have been with me through this. What it is to have this eye on the sky technology that I've been turning on with DARPA so that, you know, especially in situations where people are ill or maybe have come back from the dead like I actually have, and why I've been doing this, it's kind of like a nanny cam that watches everything. And so I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like you might actually be really happy right now if this isn't like a contentious situation, if this is like you and your partner coming out of a situation where you have been put upon in some kind of way or another, or there's like a legal matter that's pressing, because it's like the things that have been witnessed having to go upright to some degree because of how the energy is being shown here. So if this is not like, well, if this is a situation where, like I said, if you're in opposition with this other person, it's like, even if they're coming out on top in a certain way, Aries, it's like, I'm hearing it's still an upright battle. So it's like, I don't know, it's like you're wearing your best face about it, is what they're saying. So let's see if we can get some more information, because that's a little, I don't know, hopefully that makes sense to some of you. I'm just hearing these words here, and I'm trying to relay them as best as I can. I'm going to go ahead and pull you a Black Moon astrology card here, and just see if we can get maybe another little piece of advice. Sometimes it'll give us some insight about what type of person we might be dealing with, who it is. Let's see here. All right, Aries, I'm hearing Pisces. So you might be dealing with a Pisces somewhere in this situation. The number 24 is on this card, and it says, I believe. And so I'm hearing for those of you, it's like, united we stand, divided we fall. And what went through the sound well? You tell me what went through the sound well. It's like whatever came through this conch shell here. Okay. Let's get another little look here. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information from the Sibilas about what the situation is that's going on with the Aries. And 4 Wands on our Judgment card as it pertains to good judgment. Perhaps it's Pisces. What's going on here? All right, Aries. Fortuna. So that is the Wheel of Fortune, emptying out and open. The number fives here, and 5-9. La Vecchia Signora. This is the older woman. Sometimes this is an older friend. Sometimes this is a woman who has passed away, like a matriarchal style figure. And other times this is like protection, like a psychic person or somebody that prays a lot. I show up like this old woman a lot of times in these readings. And we also have so this is the fair view, and it's a long view, and sometimes it's shorter than it looks, and it's about people that might be watching, how they might be protecting. Sometimes what grandma would have said, that's what I'm hearing. And where the actual wealth gets distributed, I'm hearing for somebody it's how somebody was emptying out another person's. They're showing me this shell here, this cornucopia, and I'm hearing it's like how sound unfolded from here. That's what they were talking to me about, but it's like how somebody was just throwing things out. Is showing me a woman just like throwing things out everywhere. It's like, I just see her throwing things out, and then we have this older woman here sitting on the chair, and people looking in. I'm hearing, understanding what's going on in there. So we're seeing signs here of regeneration too, because this La Grezza, this is people that might try to keep it light because of the situation. I'm hearing they don't want to be tacky about something. But they're telling me it's like there's onlookers in this situation. Some of you might be under investigation. And that's what I'm hearing. It's like whatever it is that... It's like how this person got this robe here. I'm hearing it's like... It might be the same robe that this woman was wearing here when she was throwing everything away, but I'm hearing that there's like a connection between two things that some people didn't realize, and in some cases it might be like how something comes back through. But I'm hearing for somebody, I don't get into this reincarnation and all this kind of shit like this, but I'll tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing about like people that are just talking a lot about how somebody had passed away and how like the baby is going to be the same person, and that's who's like coming in, and you're going to know if that's the case or not. But I'm hearing it's like you might have people telling you things and like charging you a lot of money to try to like put a certain relative in your pregnancy. I'm hearing about that, and I will just say, look, all right, I am not somebody that gets into that stuff. I've studied religions and I know what conjures are. This is actually a real-time exorcism going on at the, end times, where we're proving what doesn't get to happen to hypersentients. And so I will just tell you, if anybody is like doing weird prayers, trying to show you how to like massage grandma into like the new baby that's like coming into your family, it's really not a awesome thing to do to a child. And so please, let's be kind, because I'm hearing that that's just really not the thing to do. And you might have people that are giving opinions and stuff about that, and I'm hearing if that's the case, it's like wrong ass people scoping into your life and telling you things, and they're saying scoping. It's like somebody's really trying to administer here that doesn't need to for some of you, and that's totally off for others. But it's going to become really clear who has the power here is what I'm hearing, because it's like these energies, if they're working together, they're absolutely gorgeous, because it's like happy home and like revitalization and everything. But if these are opposing energies showing up right, it's like both people are showing up right in their own minds, in their own way, but one has a lot more power than the other. And so I'm hearing it's like keeping things light in a situation where nobody has to be tacky is sort of an issue. And so let's see what kind of advice we can get. I've got the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck right here, and it's a really nice deck from Stacy DeMarco. And let's see what our guides have for us for for you, Aries. Like I said, if this doesn't resonate for you, it just might not be your messages, but you might check your moon and your rising too. A lot of times people tell me those resonate a lot for them. And if you need a reading with just your energy, hit me up. Now's a great time to get one. Hunger. Okay, so number 29, and that is the wolf moon. Let's see that. Really nice art, if I can get that too. Focus, please. Let's see it. Well, that dog is howling at the moon. We just had a full moon in your sign, and some of you all might have had some really triggering situations, especially to deal with home environments or situations illuminating health matters. I mean, we're seeing people coming up from, like, it's the dead, literally. These are people are calling out of coffins, reaching up, and I mean, there's a lot of strong energy here. And so here for some of y'all, it's just like whatever it is, it's so much in your illumination right now. You're just being recommended to pay attention and make room for where these messages are actually coming in from. I will just say, as a person who fasts a lot, sometimes putting yourself through a little bit of hunger, it's a humbling situation. It helps you understand more about your resources and where shifts of energy might need to be made. And I'll just say the resilience card was also looking up here. That's a good one for you too, Aries. 21, resilience, waiting gibbous 5. It's telling you that you might, you know, especially if you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders for something, you know, maybe you've been dealing with house situations, renovations and things. It's like carrying a lot of burdens. And so just hearing for you, sometimes it's like good to know what things to starve out and when to release things. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's about where you're getting cut off in a situation or something that's being cut off, because somebody's going hungry here. And I'm hearing that if this is not an intentional thing, that it's something that's actually being brought into focus for another reason. So you're going to know if that's for you or not. All right. I hope that was helpful, Aries. I'm going to go ahead and clear these energies and encourage you to reach out if you need your own personal reading. All right. So move some of these here out of the way, and we're going to get started here on Leo. I've already shuffled and dealt with cards here too, Leo. Just move these out of the way. We'll see what your card was all about, Leo. All right, so we've got the 10 of Wands. That card is showing upright for you. And the other person has the Ace of Swords, and that one is showing up to me in the reverse. So I hear it might be prickly. I'll just say whatever it is, it might be a prickly situation. And for some of you, I'm really sorry. I heard divorce. It's like divorce, and I'm seeing it upside down with this communication here, but they're saying it's an amicable division of assets. I heard those words. And so whatever it is, you might have had it laced up a certain way, especially if this is you here. It could, because wands here are fire element. That's your element, Leo. Could also be Aries and Sag people that are aligned with you is what I'm hearing. Hearing you might just have some good friends that you've had to rally around you is what I'm hearing. That they're telling me this is like the rally is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it was like rallying communication here. I'm hearing for some of y'all too, you need to be careful because you're dealing with some spinal thing. That's like some back issue, and it might just be the way you're holding, you know, your responsibilities. You know, you might be doing like Aries has been doing. I'm hearing you might have Aries in your chart too. I'm hearing you might have been really going after something, and it's like, make sure you're not putting too much pressure on your body, okay? Because this could be a sign of fatigue, your adrenal issues. That's somebody that's really taken on the world, Leo, and there's nowhere else to go with that. It's like you're at the end of that. So hearing for whatever it is, the cycle has come to an end. And I'm hearing it's like, although this is showing me it's their card, the Ace of Swords in reverse, so they might have air in their chart. If they do, they're being real stinky with it, real shitty, because Aries, Leo, Sag, upside down like that, it's like, this is non-starter energy. This is like putting an end to something. This is like, I'm seeing somebody like just being kind of nasty. They're showing me somebody, I don't know if this is like on your social media or something, but I'm seeing somebody that has a bunch of friends, and it's like they sick them onto this other person, and they're like, no, here, and they like sick them is what I'm hearing. And it's like they go to the person's page and they just like click all the down thumbs and just like go and click down thumbs, or like cyberbullying, harassing. And I'm hearing for some of y'all it's like bad IP address. It's the bitch IPs, and wow, it's just not good. And you know that if that's the case, I'm hearing for some of you too. It's like, and I'm sorry if this is you, but I'm not sorry for saying it if it is. If this is you, like, trying to get your arms around too many other people while you have, like, a spouse that was waiting for you, they're, like, cutting you off big time, and you're probably cross-watching yourself for opinions is what I'm hearing. I don't, that doesn't even make sense to me, but whatever. I'm hearing it, and hearing if that's the case, it's like, they're saying to me that that's like philandering here. It's like somebody sneaking around on the husband or the wife, and I'm hearing that it's like might have been married like 7 to 11 months, that it's like less than a year. And if that's the case, I'm hearing this judgment's gonna go quick. It's real quick. And whoever the person is with air in their chart's the one that's gonna get everything in their favor, is what they're telling me. Even though this is in reverse, I'm hearing it's like they're the one that gets to make the cut for some of you. For some of you too, it's like not great because they might be taking gouges. So somebody might be getting away with it is what I'm hearing. It's like they've been getting away with it. They're telling me they've been. I'm hearing too for some of you, this is like bad surgery, bad surgeon, bad investment with like some kind of medical procedure. I don't know if it was like cosmetic, but they're telling me it's like whoever it is they're really under observation right now. Everybody's seeing it. Let's see what else we can find out. I've got the Black Moon astrology cards here. This might help us. I mean, it could be an air sign person. It could be fire too. It could be anything really, but we've got air and fire here. So I'm hearing Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and, you know, Aries, Leo, Sag. All right. This one. You might be dealing with a Gemini. This card says, I think. So some of y'all might be dealing with a Gemini. That's an air sign here. Could be a Gemini, and could be this one here that was showing up for all of my fire charms. If that's the case, I'm hearing she's awesome, actually. And it's like you're gonna have a hard time going around this one, honestly, if you were not being judicious. Now, she's not being judicious. It's like everybody sees it is the thing. It's like two sides of the same face is what they're saying. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, let's see what the Sibyls say about the situation here. Leo. What can we find out from my Leo? Get some more info. Yeah, I'm hearing for somebody else here too. It's like if this is about somebody that you were interested in and like they were the one that was having the legal issue that you've been waiting on. You've been waiting for somebody to get their divorce. I'm hearing it's like y'all are like all in. It's like you're like all in, but you've been like waiting because they still had the ring. And I'm hearing it was just like waiting for the papers and everything to get resolved. I'm hearing it's like that's done. That the reason why this is upside down is it's like right now is the time that paperwork, everything is over, and you need to know it's over. And that's what this is. It's like her saying, all right, that's done. And that it's the very end for you too, because you can't go any further. It's like, you know, there's only 10 wands in this suit, and you're at the 10 and she's at the one that's like over. So some of you need to know that. It's like, it's done. It is done. I'm hearing it's like 6-7 days tops. Okay, so let's see what the Sibilas are saying here. All right, Pensiero. We've got the thinking man here, Il Pensiero. He's got the papers there. He's looking at them. There's that number 6. I'm hearing she might have just been waiting for that signature. It's like I said, 6-7 days tops. Okay, Il Nemico, especially if he was the cheating one, because this is like, hearing this was the philanderer. This guy can't tell if he's coming or going. Look, he's like all twisted around in there. It's like he turned backward, but his legs are... It's a weird card. That one right there. Number 11. There we go. That is one of the enemies in the deck. That means the enemy. And we have Militare. So this is interesting. So this is like a relationship with police, military... People that will go and siege and do things. Ooh, and why? Okay, so this is like the spy Kims being on everywhere. And Nanny Kim's been on all of you, just so you know. Check the app reel videos. I've been recording everything with $19 trillion worth of software and high technology with DARPA and making sure this end of the world thing goes right. And this is why we've got this peacock here. It's like the baby in the garden that doesn't get... sniped on. And so there's a really expensive wall all around it. And these are the things that people see and why somebody might be really thinking about signing that document and proving their authentication there. Especially if they were caught cheating or lying. Like, see this one here, caught with it in his hand. And why, these ones might dispatch and be like, yes, Jakob, thank you for advanced home security. That's what that's like to be in the baby gate. So thank you for those of you that know what that's all about and for helping with securing Biosphere 7. Let's see if we can get a little bit of advice, because we actually have the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco here. And boy, these are nice. So just give us another card here to go with this. Wow. Okay. So I wouldn't just say this word to you because you'd probably get mad, but I did tell you probably 6 or 7 days less, perhaps for some of you. This card says patience. So I'm hearing that's your umbrella right there. It looks like a red balloon there, but it is the umbrella, the actual umbrella. And the special portal that, yeah, you were just talking about with me if you were in the halo. So the green corn moon, patience. Look at that. It says 36 up there in the sky. This is how we know where we're going. This is the journey that we have traveled and where the sidewalk ends. And so for some of you, it's literally finding where the wall might have been painted. Like if you've ever seen the Truman Show, where the ceiling might actually be a fresco. There might be a floor, and it might be safe that way. And it might have been worth it to be patient, to be within the mothership womb, and what it is to be here with you. And also to know that it's not going to be much longer before this actually comes through, because I'm hearing, especially if somebody didn't want to sign, because they're showing me somebody that might not want to sign too. They're like going like this. I don't want to say they're being strong-armed, but the ones with the force to ensure things like a force majeure clause, or to allow for greater things to pursue, are actually watching all of this because of how the energies have been planted all around us. And so that does say military, you know? So I'm hearing for some people it's like, you don't have to wait much longer. There are enough reasons for this to kind of close up, is what I'm hearing. It closes up around them. And so whether or not they're willing to participate, it's like, it's the end of it. So it's kind of like if you were waiting for this person and their ex was trying to like just milk it to the last minute as long as they can get it. It's like they're getting squeezed out. and there's only so much they can do. So know that it's coming, okay, Leah? I'm going to send you love on that. Hit me up if you need a private reading, because some of you all, you know, might be a really good time for that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and clear up these cards, and I'm going to finish this one up on Sag. You hear that? I've got my little munchkins over here catching some Z's with me. That's Mr. St. John snoring. We've got kids in the studio. Alright. Yeah. Alright, Sagittarius. Let's see what you got going on over here. Alright, Sag. Got number 12, Major Arcana. That is the Hanged Man. And for them, we've got the Two of Wands upright. So I'm hearing indecision is like what caused this whole thing, and for some of you, it's like there was no wrong way to make this one go right, is what I'm hearing. And it's a really strange way to hear this expressed. I'm having to walk myself through, but that's what I'm hearing from the guides. There was no wrong way to make this one right. I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like this is why you're showing up like the hanged person here. It's almost like knowing, and knowing that you can actually take yourself down and make that decision and do something, and just being like, I'm just going to lay here. And why this person here might have been waffling between two choices. They might be a fire tribe person. I don't know. Maybe like Aries, Leo, Sag, like you. This might be what's going on here. But it's like having to make that decision. I'm hearing they might have done it kind of reluctantly or like half-heartedly. It's just kind of like, well, I can get my hands on this one. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, well, I can do this one. I'm hearing for some of you all, that might not be what you wanted to hear too. It's like, this has been a disappointing situation, is what I'm hearing. It's like, I'm hearing for somebody, it's like all they were doing was like working around the clock, is what I'm hearing. Because I'm hearing it's like this hangman, especially, you're going to know if this is you or not, especially if you have some kind of job doing like what I do. You know, I do like PSYOP and like investigative work like this as a shaman and also a caregiver here in my home. And it's like you're using your mental faculties a lot. And I'm hearing you might be working long hours like that. It might be a meditative sort of style job in some ways. And how this other person, I don't know if this is like a coworker or could be somebody you were like freelancing with, is what I'm hearing. And they're saying it was like they were like flipping you like a switch. They're just like flipping you like a switch, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you might have a big lawsuit with them. That this is probably what this is all about, because they're showing me somebody who's just like trying to take off with everything here is what we've been hearing, and like what kind of justice came up with this. But I'm hearing it's like it might just feel really wrong, but I'm also hearing it's like you might not be able to say that because there was no wrong way for them to make it that way. It's like they couldn't have done that a wrong way. It was just, I know it doesn't, this is very specific for somebody, and I'm hearing for somebody else, it's just like the problem was that you were having a whole lot more to contribute than they were willing to bring forward, especially if they were like siphoning from you, is the thing. And you just wouldn't have even known it because it's like they kind of have to just go between these two modes. It's like all they have is like left and right, left and right. It's like very basic programming, and it's like that's all they could do. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's like it was just like reaching for your light, and Mary, it was probably really malicious. It didn't feel good, and you might have known it to some extent here, Sagittarius, but they're saying they were just like grabbing for whatever they could get their hand on. So it's like maybe the person was just like hand to mouth or something like that, but I just see it being like not a lot of options. It was like really stuck sort of feeling is what I'm getting. It's like grinding gears and not knowing how to move it along. I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes that's what it's like with the Two of Wands, though. It's like, how do I make this decision? And they might have just put their hand on something, is what I'm hearing. If it was not theirs to put their hand on, it got seen here, and I'm hearing, forget Sharia law, take it off yourself, eat your own hand, or start with your hat. Like, somebody's really upset here, and I'm hearing it might just be like, over it's sad. I'm hearing if this was you here hanging around waiting for somebody that might have been like on the other side, or like revolving you like a clock is what they're showing me, like running you around like that, or maybe like 7 hours difference for some reason or another. It's like you've already cried so much that now it's just like, just go. It's like, just go. I already know. And I'm hearing it's like you're just dry from emotions and you're just like waiting for it. And so whatever. This person is just on a basic program. They're 2D. You're like totally in your reality center. If this is you on some kind of awareness where it's like your energy is sort of inert. You're playing inertia here, but it's an intentional thing that you're doing. There's like some place that you're sending your energy. And I don't want to make it sound like too cryptic here. It's just like you had a lot more to give than they did. All they could do is flip the switch, is what I'm hearing. I do see them upright though, so it's like I'm hearing you might not be that mad. It's just like you've already been through that and it's like done. Let's see who they might be. They might be, I'm getting Gemini a lot, and I know maybe I didn't shuffle these as well as I thought, but I've got Gemini, and I'm also seeing Libra here. Heck, it could be two people that you're dealing with, or maybe it's just somebody that has a lot of air in their chart. But this one says I think, this one says I balance. I'm gonna pull you some Sabilas. Can we get some more information, please, on my Sagittarius and what's going on with this? Waiting for proof of what that person put their hand on. And you already know. Let's see what it looks like here, Sag. That's it. Disgrazia. So, house fire, shake up in the house. It had to do with the cheating situation. There's that 7 you were looking for. There's 2 of those. It's like, the match on Sneaky Tippy Toes, and somebody knows got done. I'm hearing somebody saw. It's like, knowing. I'm hearing you might have seen. But we've got Disgrazia showing up here. Okay, so that's Disgrazia. Oh, This is just what's looking at me here. Dottore, number 13. This is somebody that will come and visit your home and administer help. Okay. We have disgrazia, and then we have also what everybody knows. Look at this is somebody that's propping themselves up. I'm hearing know-it-all. La Costanza. I usually like her a lot. She is like the one that shows up after the wreckage in this situation. This isn't the one that was there for it. I'm hearing this is the one that shows up and creates the wreckage. Disgrazia, and the one that will prop. It's like they show me, and she's like propping herself up. Hearing she clothed herself in that. And it's a shame. Disgrazia, that means disgrace. So, let's see here. Oh, il nemico. So, that is their sneaky tippy toes with the number 11 there. That is an enemy. I'm hearing for some of you, she's propping herself up and there's a guy on the side. It's like there's already somebody else there. And whatever it is about the house, I'm hearing it's like a bad clause. They're saying it's a bad clause. The insurance wrap was bad. Somebody got paid on the back. They're saying that it's like her friend and that he's actually, I'm hearing it's like the snake in the hand is like how he's like handing to her. He's like, look, nobody will know that way. And they said $600. I just got an itch. Ugh. And I'm hearing it's like whoever this is right here is good. They're saying that person knows. This person here that's in the bed doesn't know anything. I'm hearing doesn't know anything. This one here, 13. He's not around right now, but wherever he was, they said it was a contract job. He's got an opinion. He's going to be able to say something. And this just slid out of the bottom here. This military. This is somebody that thinks they have a lot of connections. This is like somebody that's got connections with the military, but I'm hearing they're saying specious. They're saying that like whoever it is that they're calling does not receive preference. It's like if you're looking for opinions and it's like whose opinion is going to be considered. This one here, whoever you are, Sag, just knowing things. It's like you've got a lot more consideration to do if somebody's already pulled the trigger here on you, and you're going to know if that's the case because some of you can't do anything with this person, but for others of you, it's like it's going to come down to two witnesses, and I'm hearing the one that comes in for the joust or that, you know, came with all the tools is like being frowned upon for some reason. I wouldn't normally take it that way because a lot of times that's how this is, but I'm hearing frowned upon if it's comparing with whoever this one is who was coming in to help that person. That's the one whose opinion is going to matter. That one there. Because I'm hearing it's like a character witness thing too for somebody, and I'm just getting an itchy nose, and I'm hearing, oof, whoever it is that showed up in this kind of red idea, that's the one that, you know, the know-it-all, that there's some strong opinions about, and maybe that's why there's these two people that you're dealing with. There's a Gemini that has an idea, I think, and a Libra that has an eye balance here. I'm hearing you might have some different people you can call in to help with this. Let me know if you need some help with this. I hope this helps for whoever needed these messages. Sometimes these are kind of weird. Your guides are helpful, though. I got lots of messages. If you want one done just for you, hit me up. It's something that I can do. You can see my information here above and also below. And if I don't hear from you, Air Tribes, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in safety. Thank you for being in Private Halo 8. Hope to see some of you, some of us that are here in the actual Biosphere 7 because it's coming soon. All right. Bye for now.
Promise that you'll catch me.